Really excited to have this opportunity to talk to you because I think so often at these events we hear a lot from American and European companies. So really interested to get the perspective of an Indian company. So Mahindra obviously is a really enormous group of companies. So that means that you have enormous reach, you do a lot of different things. Are you also measuring your impact then?
Okay, so I have to be truthful that when we are talking about shared value in a business context, what we are measuring are the traditional metrics, which is, are we creating profit? Are we creating return on capital employed? Are we growing the top line? How quickly are we turning over our capital employed? So those are the metrics that we use. But these metrics will not work unless we have created value for our consumers. Where we actively measure the social impact is in what we call CSR. So in addition to the business part where we are looking at unmet needs, there is also a fair amount of corporate social responsibility, which is not business, but which is funded from our profits. And there, by government statute, and even to make sure that we are not wasting money, we do measure much more actively the social returns. But we are not doing that for the business part.
Have you thought about doing that on the business side? If you're really talking about creating shared value, right? Not just creating the value for the company, but creating value for the community in these different ways.
Yeah. You know, there are conversations, but the question is, would we much rather focus our resources on creating business value and measuring that? Because that is what shared value is really. It is about creating good business out of meeting unmet needs of underserved customers in underpenetrated markets.
But I guess the question is, if you're not measuring the other, other potential values, do you know what sort of impact you're making?
Well, we will just not make profits and we won't be able to grow. I think the fact that we are able to grow is the proof that we are creating shared value. I know this is a debate that could go on, and maybe at some stage, we would measure, we would spend a lot of time trying to understand what our customer needs are. So a huge amount of research would be done to understand customer needs. But once we have understood the need, the fact that we are creating shared value is getting known to us from the growth of the business. And therefore, till now, we have not felt it necessary to assess the actual social impact. But to the extent that that is required for us to understand what is the problem or the customer need that we are solving, we would do it before we go in with a product or before we enter a market or a target segment.